Hi, I'm Abby and welcome to the Imaginarium. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make one of my pencils. So what we're starting off with today is a pool noodle, and I have a half foam sphere glued onto the back. And then I'm going to glue this cone made out of foam onto the front. So if you can tell, it's really just a pool noodle. Like that. And then we're just folding it into a little knot. Oh no, I can't get it back. I can't get it back into a knot.
7 hours later.
There we go. Kind of like a little pretzel. Okay, a little pretzel pencil. And then we'll have this. And then this is how we're gonna get started, okay? So depending on the size of the pencil I need to make, where it's going, sometimes it starts off with a pool noodle, sometimes it's a cardboard tube, sometimes it's full on just straight up foam that I have to cut into circles. So today we're starting with a pool noodle, so let's go. Also, I got a haircut, so I don't have to wear my hat as much, unless you guys just really like the hat. So what I have on my screen on my laptop is the Glowforge interface, and I made this cone shape in Illustrator. So now we have a thin sheet of veneer, which is like a thin slice of wood, and I have two little magnets here. And so what I'm going to do is we're going to get this ready, and I will start the cutting process. So what we're going to do now is we're going to press this button over here. I'll let you guys check this out. So now we're going to apply our two-part epoxy sculpt onto the surface. Okay, so now that we have this covered, what we're going to do is sand it down a little bit because it is very lumpy and bumpy. So we're going to try to sand down some of these high spots. Okay, so while I let my Dremel charge so we can keep sanding on the pencil, I'm going to start working on the metal part of the pencil here. Okay, so now I'm going to do a squiggle kind of cow pattern with a Sharpie on here to mark out some spaces where we're going to actually create more depth by adding some more epoxy sculpt on here where I do all the patterning. Okay, so now that we have this ready, everything's dry and sculpted, we're going to start painting. And so for this one, I'm going to do a purple and pink color scheme with a blue eraser on the back. Okay, so now that this is painted and ready to go, the next thing we're going to do is add a layer of resin on top, and so we'll do that outside. It's time for a puppy paws, a puppy paws. I've got to pet this tiny dog. He likes to scritch, he likes to scratch. A little of this and a little of that. It's Bandit, the stinky boy. And he loves a stinky toy. And he's got some eye boogers that I gotta get out of his face. And he really loves to sit on my projects. And he gets a little pain on his tail. But that's okay, 'cause he's a crazy baby.
7 hours later.
Okay, so now we're going to start working on the eraser. And what I have is some blue felt, or some blue wool, that I'll be felting. I'm going to mix the two blues and put it on the back. I think they'll go good with the purple and pink. So I'm going to use a felting needle. They're super sharp, so be careful if you ever use these. And take it from me, you definitely want some of these little leather protectors, the little finger protectors. Because once one of those needles gets in your finger, dude, it hurts so bad. So these are definitely something that you want to have while working on felting things. So we're going to use these and we'll get started felting our eraser. Okay, so while I was felting this eraser, I ran out of blue felt. So I had to go buy some more. And the color is a little different, barely different, but it's still awesome blue color. So we're gonna get started finishing this eraser. Now that we have our blue eraser done, the last part we need to do is put the black graphite area onto here, which will cover kind of all of these seams. And what I like to do is I like to put black paint and mix it with this natural sand medium. And so what that does is the sand kind of gives it this super kind of gritty and shiny texture that I think looks really cool on the end of the pencil. So let's do that. check it out. So here's our finished product, and guess what? There's a part that I didn't film, which is a surprise right now. Meow. A little smiley on the eraser. When I was done with this, it felt like there was just like something not right or something missing with this piece, and so I added the smiley. And now I feel like it's more complete. And I also wanted to show you guys the tip of this pencil. So I like doing these little spiky spikes. I don't know if you guys remember like the early 2000s, that jewelry that was like little spiky balls, like earrings, necklaces, and things. So I like adding that into, incorporating that into the end of the pencil. But check it out. Pretty cool, right? And so another thing I wanted to mention is that, so when I film, I'm putting all the clips together to make sure my video is kind of condensed and concise so you see everything that I'm doing in the process. But there were instances during this process that things didn't work out. On here, I was using the wrong glue. It didn't work. There were things that happened with the resin where I had to go back and like sand things. With the end of the pencil, I went too far down and I had to like wipe paint away, okay? And there were a lot of spots where I had to go back and put little bits of pink and purple. So I just want to let you guys know there are a lot of mistakes and trial and error when you're making things, but don't get discouraged, okay? So just because you're not seeing my mistakes, my trials and errors, my full process, doesn't mean these things aren't happening, okay? And don't let it get you down, because, you know, you're making something completely from yourself. Of course, there's going to be little mistakes and things, but the point is to reach this goal of this thing you had in your brain now in reality, okay? So, hope you guys had fun, enjoyed this pencil with a little smiley, and I look forward to making some more stuff with you guys later. And speaking of mistakes, dude, look at these fake eyelashes. I can't get like fake eyelashes on either, but I do it for you guys. Do it for the people. Wonky eyelashes. Do it for the people.
Ahaha. Wow.